once again, I am setting out pre-dawn, but this time it's a little bit different because I'm actually planning to do the Rockingham Recreational Trail, which is like a 25-mile rail trail that stretches from Manchester to Newfields, New Hampshire, so almost to Portsmouth. The only reason it stops in Newfields is because the train actually picks up there, so it's no longer a rail trail but an active railroad. So that's where you have to get off the trail, but it's contacts. It's very early. I don't know if this is even part of any of the trails in the trail guides. I'm pretty sure they're restricted just to like mountainous areas, and this is going to be pretty much flat the entire way. So, but it's something I've been talking about and planning to do all summer, and I was running out of time, so I'm planning to do it. So today's the day. My sister actually lives along the route, so my plan originally was just to walk to her house, but I'm going to keep going, go to the end, and then depending on how I feel, we'll circle back to her house, because that's actually where I left my car yesterday. So if I want to get home, or I want my car this week, I gotta get at least as far as her house, though I can always call and have her come pick me up if I get stuck anywhere. It should be a very easy hike. It's not even a hike, let's be honest, it's a walk. Just a walk in the woods, and let's get going. Oh, the only difficult thing is it's supposed to be like 90 degrees today, so that is not gonna be fun. I got basically my pack is 1,000,000 pounds, but it's 90% water, so it'll get lighter as the day goes on. And I don't know why I'm so paranoid, because it's like I'm literally walking from town to town on this really popular trail. So like if I needed water or food or anything, I can just, step off the trail into the McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever, Taco Bell. Where my sister lives, there's literally a Taco Bell on the trail. So it's not like I'm really in any danger of getting dehydrated, or, well, I guess of course I'm in danger of getting dehydrated if you don't drink enough, but like not having access to water or beverages, because really that's not a problem on this trail. Well, here we are at the start of the trail. Yeah, you can tell I'm in the city. I'm actually in the parking lot of the CVS. Yep, there's the CVS behind me. Oh, prescription drive-through. You can see the Rite Aid across the street. And I'm gonna get going, because before someone calls the police on me for being crazy in the parking lot before 6 a.m. The mist rising over a marshy field. There are wildflowers. The sun rising in the background. Some of the cars on the highway behind me. No, you're not really that scared, are you, little bunny? Lake Massabesic. So beautiful this morning. Alright, so we just passed the entrance to Massabesic. Now this is the furthest I've ever walked on this trail before, so this next bit I've never done before, so this is all going to be new terrain for the next, 23 and a half miles. Another little detour to enjoy the view. Another little pond just full of water lilies. It's Very beautiful. Can't capture it on the video, but gorgeous. This is basically just going to be a whole video of me videoing waterways, because let's be honest, the trail itself is just this hard-packed sort of road in between trees that goes on for 20 plus miles. So it's kind of boring, honestly. I'm used to hiking where you've got different terrain, steep parts, rock climbing, all this kind of other stuff, and this is just walking in woods for miles on end. Here's this great little bridge that goes across that same pond, so here's a better view of it. So nice. That's not the direction I'm going, but if I wanted to, I could head up that way, go to the Snowmobile Museum. There's like some sort of structure here in the woods, like a sort of like ropes course or really awesome treehouse. So I don't know if this is a commercial thing or someone just got really elaborate with their backyard treehouse. Here's a pretty little quarter. Some swampy land. A little swimming hole. Raymond has turned their train depot into their historical society. That's cool. Benefits of hiking in southern New Hampshire. Trail snacks. So it's been a few weeks since I actually filmed this, and I was just going back and reviewing the footage and putting it together and realized it just ends with me at Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, so that was probably mile 16 and a half, 17. And as I found a little spot to sit and actually finish my iced matcha latte, which is what I was drinking, and I bought a bagel as well. And then when I went to stand up, I realized, nope, I am not going to be able to make it to the end of this trail. So at that point, I had about four miles to get to my sister's house. So I texted her and said, hey, I'm coming straight to you. And I should have filmed that moment, the moment when I made a decision that I wasn't going to continue all the way to the end, but that's fine. Now you know. Then, when I was about a mile from her house, it started to rain. And then when I was about half a mile from her house, once I was off trail and actually walking through her town, the skies let loose. I mean, torrential downpours, wind. I was just getting soaked. So that would have been an excellent video, except at that point, my phone was wrapped in plastic and buried in my bag because I didn't want it to get wet because I was filming on my phone. So, which made it hard to communicate with my sister too, who was driving all through town, hoping that at some point she would pass me to pick me up and bring me to her house so I didn't have to walk that last, like, a third of a mile or whatever I had left at that point. So that was really interesting. She was just, like, looping every street that
crosses the trail and could potentially lead to her house. So we did eventually meet up. She found me huddled in a alcove from a business, because I did finally get to a business where I could hide out, and she passed and saw me and pulled over. So I didn't actually do that last little bit to her house, but my goal originally was to walk to my sister's house, which I pretty much did. So I accomplished that initial goal. I think it was like 21 miles in the end, which is way more than I've ever walked anywhere or ever done. My feet were killing me because, let's be honest, I have really terrible sneakers. I've had them for years. They're completely worn out, but I didn't want to go out and buy brand new shoes for a 21-mile walk or more, because originally I was planning to do more. But now is the time to buy new sneakers. Give me a chance to break them in, so the next time I need to do a long walk like that, I have good sneakers to do it in. Do I have any final thoughts on the trail itself? I mean, not really. It's a rail trail, so it's very flat. It's very easy. There's no elevation. There's no challenging for where you're walking. It's just a very straight, well-packed trail. There's a lot of people on it, especially at points when you're near busy roads. I could always tell when I was getting near to a center of a town, because I could go a couple miles and not see anyone, and then suddenly there would just be people everywhere. So then I knew that I must be coming up to a town center where people were parking and taking the trail for recreation, exercise. A lot of cyclists, walkers, runners, dog walkers, and even some equestrians. I did pass several groups of people on horseback. One of them actually looked like a group that pays to go on horseback. Like, they had a leader who was giving them a tour, I guess, and they were wearing all these really funny helmets that looked kind of like rentals. So, and then she had them all their horses grouped together so she could get a big selfie of them with the lake behind. Different lake. I never actually got any footage of the lake, that final lake that I passed, because by that point I was so dead on my feet. So this is just part one of the Rockingham Recreational Trail. I did actually go back and finish it later in the week, so that's going to be part two. Much shorter trail, and I think I got some more footage because I barely got any footage for this. I was on the trail for 20 miles and 8 or something hours, and I have 5 minutes of footage. But it was kind of boring. Like I mentioned, I'd listened to podcasts and whatnot to entertain myself, and then filmed the water that I passed. But it's a great trail. The rail trails are really fantastic. I've been walking on rail trails for years, and I love them. I love that opportunity that we have here in New Hampshire, and the rail trails are all over New Hampshire, and I plan to do all of them at some point. Oh, and by the way, I did get this other New Hampshire book. It arrived 3 or 4 days after I did that hike, and it does not list the rail trails. So, but I did go to the website, the New Hampshire State Parks website, and I've recorded all of the rail trails because I'm including them as part of my redlining, because I do want to do every rail trail in New Hampshire. Some of them I can't do actually because they list them as a rail trail, but there's still trains running on them, so I'm not sure how that works. Can you walk along them when there's active trains? It doesn't seem safe, but I don't know. I'm not really someone who spends a lot of time around trains, so I'm not sure what the etiquette is there. But yeah, at some point I will plan on doing all the rail trails that I can that are open to me. But it's a great opportunity to get out there. A lot of people take advantage of it.